when I was vice principal in Village Steel Plant Senior Secondary School, and Samuel was only 10 years old. He was flying the kite in the school ground. And then his kite fell down in the building. He came inside the building. I was just going around to the classes, but my principal was there. She looked and just asked, "Who is that small boy?" She inquired and called him. And then she said, "He looks like Mr. Massey. He must be the son of Mrs. Massey." And when I came in the office, then Madam Abraham told me, "Your son had come." Then I asked her, "How did you know?" Then she told, the boy is similar to his father. Just imagine. In the same way, we are Christian. We are the follower of Christ. We should look like Christ. We should look like Christ. Not looking by doing, by our activities, by our talking, by our communication, by doing the work in the office, by doing the work in family or society. We must do the work just like Jesus. Then only we will be named as Christians. Christians means follower of Christ. We are the followers. And what should be the life of a Christian? Today we will learn about this. What should be the life of Christian? In this modern days, especially in this scenario, all are full of stress, difficulties, self-pityness, in job, in family, in relatives and society. Everybody now and then they are facing the distress, discouragement, depression, disappointment. But my dear brothers and sisters, we should close the door of negativity. We should always see the positive things in our life. And when we are Christians, we should follow the instruction, footstep of the Jesus Christ. What Jesus Christ had done in this world during his days. The first quality of our Christ is holiness. He was the holy person. In 1 Thessalonians 5:22 it is written, "Abstain from every evil." Abstain from every evil. So, tongue is the most deceitful organ of the body. We should be holy in our body. Our body should be holy because we are the temple of Christ. Every organ of the body, just we can imagine our eyes should be holy. Wheresoever we look, here and there, we see the men. The man looks to the lady, it should be pious. It should be holy. Our tongue should be holy. What we say, it should not be the evil things we should utter. We should always see our tongue and mouth, they are the just deceitful organ of our body. So physically, when we see, our body is a temple of Christ. So our body should be holy. Our eyes, our hands, our legs, our tongue, every organ of the body should be pious. We should try for the holiness. How we can be the holy, just like Christ. When we see Christ's life, we can see he was the Lamb of the Lord. And what are the qualities of a lamb? It is a meek, loyal animal. He always looks down. It not acts like a goat. I always. But he looks down. The character of a sheep is mild, loyal, to his master, to its master. It hears the sound of his master and obey the sayings of his master. So, in this way, Jesus Christ has shown his example. So, he is the model for us for holiness. Second example we can see of Mother Mary. And in Mother Mary's example, we see in Luke 1, 31 to 38. And when the angel enters into her room and says the good news to her, then she answered, "Behold, the maid servant of God. Let it be to me. Behold, the maid servant. I am the maid servant." She was so polite and meek. "I am the maid servant of the Lord. Let it be to me." She is not thinking about her dishonor. What the people will think about me. What the society, what will be my image? What my fiancé will think about me? She just obeyed what the good news she got. So we should be holy in every sense. We should try to be holy, just like Christ, just like Mother Mary. They were just pious in every circumstances, situations, and activities. The second quality is prayerful life. A Christian life is a prayerful life. In every problem or agony or disappointment, discouragement, every person who is included in the Bible, they use this technique, this quality for prayer. This is the prayer quality. If we see Hannah, we see she was just, she wants that I should not be without son or daughter. I should have child. And then in the temple she cried a lot. And she cried just like, she wept anguishedly in the temple. And God heard her voice. Second example of the prayerful life is King Hezekiah. In Hezekiah we see he wept bitterly. And in Isaiah 38 it is written, what he said, he turned to his face towards the wall. Remember, and said, "Remember, I walked in the truth, with loyal heart, done good in sight of the Lord." He was weeping bitterly, and the God heard his voice, and the God increased his age to 15 years. Just see how bitterly he was weeping. So our tears will not be in vain. If we are facing a lot of problems, we can go for prayer. Our God is so strong, powerful. He will listen our prayer. And next we see the example of Hagar. And she wept in a loud voice. An angel of the Lord heard this, and he has given the water to his son. In these examples we see all the prayers were heard. In the same way, I was also praying when my first son was died in 19th. And I was just weeping like anything. And God has heard my voice, my agony, and He returned me twice on the same day. My first child died on 19th, and I got 2 sons on 19th only. What a wonderful Lord He has. He has returned me twice. So just see and taste the Lord. You will find God is faithful to you. Everybody can just go further from you, but God will not. He is faithful to you. In Hindi it is a beautiful song. न कभी वो छोड़ेगा, न कभी वो भूलेगा, यीशु मसीह है वफादार, यीशु मसीह है वफादार. Yes, He is faithful up to the death. You know, our TV is what we are looking. We see Shina's murder. Mother is the murderer. Just imagine. The most loving example, the relation is mother and children. But it is spoiled. But only agape love is eternal. And that love is Jesus only. Amen. We get faithful and sincere Master with us. And He will listen our prayer, and our prayers will be listened, and we will get whatever we want in prayer. Second example I want to give, that I was a senior principal in senior secondary school, CBSC, Delhi centered, and then my school was having an NCC troop. The girls' wing was there, and one lady teacher was the NCC officer. And for this NCC activity, one government NCC officer was posted in my school, and my teacher, NCC officer, was there. And in every year, annual practical examination occurs, and during this, they just go for firing, aim setting, firing, and they use the air gun. And they have not taken permission from the principal. I have not given permission orally or written. But the government officer, he has compelled my NCC officer teacher to do that work in my school premises. My time was from 9 to 5, but I used to come at 8:30 every day. But they have performed their practical examination at 7 o'clock. All the neighboring schools, NCC cadets, they come into my school's premises and they perform the practical. And one air gun, the bullet hit a girl, neighboring girl, that she was 11 years old. The bullet, from the air gun, one bullet hit the scapula of the girl, and it was under her body. I was not knowing, I was innocent. Just I entered into my office, and then within 2 or 3 minutes, 3 or 4 policemen came. And just they asked, what happened to your school? Because FIR is lodged in our police station. Then I asked, what happened to my school? Just tell me. Then they told that one bullet has hit one girl from your school. And then I called the lady officer and asked, how I have not given permission? How you have done the practical examination without my permission? Then she told, no ma'am, that government officer, he compelled me to do like that. And the policeman wrote what she said, report, and she has the 3 officers, they have gone back to their station. I was just praying a lot. I was praying with my heart and spirit with unknown tongues. What happened to me, oh Lord? I was going to straight path. What happened to me? What happened? What should I do? Then, in my mind, the God has prevailed me to go to the hospital where she is admitted. I have taken my Bajaj scooter and I drive to every neighboring hospitals. Here I could not find, there I could not find. On 5th hospital, where it is away from Bhilai, that is 12 kilometers away from my school, I have gone to that hospital, and I found that girl, she was in the operation chamber. But my heart was just trying anxiously along. Otherwise, physically I was looking very smart and going and here and asking and inquiring everywhere. But my heart was just weeping and discussing with Lord, what happened to me, oh Lord? I was straight in your path. Why it has happened to me, oh Lord? Please help me, oh Lord. Please help me, oh Lord. And I entered the operation chamber, just praying, and I sat on the floor. I kept my 2 feet like that, and I was just praying in my unknown tongues. Please help me, O Lord. And then from the operation theatre, a door was opened. A lady came, and I saw she is Mrs. Vandi. She is from my church. Then I ran to her and I asked, Mrs. Vandi, oh, that girl is there. The scapula injured person, lady, girl. But yes, sister, she is here. But after 2 or 3 minutes, she will be operated. Then I told, yes, please tell me position. Please show me that medical report. Sister, what will you do? I don't know biology. Because I am a biology, MSc biology student, I know the medical words and the reports also. Then I told she brought the medical report and all, and I searched. In that, it was written subcutaneous. It means just beneath the skin. The bullet was just beneath the skin. So at the back, it has not entered into the heart. It has not entered into the lungs. It was just near the skin. I just started dancing, my dear brothers and sisters. You can't imagine a lady was dancing in the operation theatre. God, thank you, Lord, thank you. It could not enter into the heart. It could not enter into the lungs, but it is just kept inside the skin of this scapula. And then that lady nurse was asking, sister, why are you doing? Why are you just praying the Lord? Well, I told, you don't know, you please go there, And when the girl was admitted there, one scalpel, just like the blade, the scalpel was there. And the scalpel, they scar it, and then bullet just had down. The bullet was down on the floor, and then she showed me, the nurse, sister, you see, then you just throw it, throw it. Then she said, sister, FIR is lodged, so I should keep that. Like, oh, okay, you please keep. But I was so happy, and then I inquired about my husband, what he must be doing, because I'm from the school, I am here, and my education officer has entered. What, Mrs. Massey, what you have done? Manika, everything is nice, sir, no problem is there. No, you will be taken by the policeman and you will be in the police station, so you must be prepared. Then I told, no, sir, don't worry, I will be in police station. But you please inform my husband to take my scooter. I have kept the scooter here in Durg hospital, and he has gone. I was alone. But I was not thinking that I am alone. God is always with me. When God is my master, then why? He will leave me? No, He will not leave me. He will not forsake me. He will be with me always. And Mr. Singh informed my husband. Then I told him that you please tell my husband to come by taxi. Then only he will be able to take my scooter and I will be going with the police van. Then my husband came and inquired what happened. And when I showed the scooter, this is my scooter, you should go, and I will be in the jail or something like that, prison. Then one van, that van was just making siren. Police van was coming with siren, and my loving husband told that you hide yourself, let us hide in the bush, let us hide in the bush. He was saying like that. Policeman is coming, let us just hide in the bush. Manika, stop it. You hide there. I will face the consequences. No problem is there. So I go, yes sir, how are you sir? Good evening. From 8 o'clock, from 2 o'clock I am here. Oh madam, you are here from 2 o'clock. Yes, I have decided to my lord that when the girl will come and give the report what you want to take, and then after your permission I will go back. I don't know what he was doing at that time. Please forgive me. Because it is the truth. Husband and wife, they are made together. One is when it is down, then the wife will be high. And then making the balance. The family balance is like that only. So in this way, I have completed the hour when the girl came, and the policeman was so happy that I was there for 6 hours. And then I was not going, I just sitting at the bed. Then they told, madam, you please go, you please go. I said, okay sir, you will not arrest me? Then, no madam, what are you doing? No, you go. Then I search my husband where he is. Then my husband, Pushpa, you please come, please come. Oh, what he said? I thought. Because I was just praying to my Lord, praising to my Lord. Why should I talk to him? I was just praying, and when I entered into the house, then I told, and I was just weeping. I just told about Hannah, Hezekiah, Agar. They were just weeping. They must be weeping like me. This is my living testimony. What I am giving you, my brothers and sisters. I faced a lot of difficulty. But every difficulty was there for the fame and name of Jesus Christ only. It was only when in the Bible it is written, why he is blind from the birth? Then what Jesus told? For the glory of mine. For my glory, he is born blind. So we should be always our life should be always prayerful, my dear brothers and sisters. When our children are not going properly in studies and other jobs, then we should weep like anything. Jesus will hear and he will answer you. And that is why I am here. I cannot imagine a poor girl can come to this country and just telling you my testimonies. This is the miracle of the Lord, what he is doing in everybody's Christian life when he is faithful to him. And then after prayer, the next is self-sacrifice. We should sacrifice. What sacrifice? We are women. What can I do? Yes, you can do it. When your husband is not giving you money, you should collect the money for the poor and downtreaders. For collect, you cut your purchase for sari and all, you take some money for giving poor, for medicine to the diseased person. In this, you can, if you give through sacrifice, then the God will be so happy, my dear. If you are giving in full of money, you are giving 10%, 15%, 5%, 2%, 1%, it makes no difference to you, to your life. But if you give in sacrifice, after cutting your something, you love it, then the God will see, my child is doing a lot for me. And at the time of your agony, he will be first to help you. So in self-sacrifice we see in the Bible, Abraham, the life of Abraham, he sacrificed, he has agreed to sacrifice his only son Isaac at the mountain of Moriah. And Jehovah Jireh, Jesus is Lord is provider, and he received back his son. We can very well see, we can very well imagine how he has gone to that mountain with Isaac. In the altar, when he was putting that Isaac for sacrifice, than what the son was thinking. But he obeyed the will of the Lord, and how blessings he got, we see in the Bible. In Stephen, if we see the life of Stephen, and he was martyrs, he was stoned, but up to death he was so faithful. So when we sacrifice, we give through sacrifice something to anybody, something for the glory of the Lord, something for the increase and saving the souls of the Lord. The Lord is just looking at you. His eyes is looking towards each and every person who is doing what, and He will count each and everything what we are doing, my dear brothers and sisters. We should be faithful to the Lord. And in Hebrews 11:6, it is written for Israelites. In Moses, it is written in Noah. He has made a big ship. Without faith, how he can make the big ship? And God has ordered. And the Syrophoenician woman, daughter healed from demon-possessed condition. So we should be always have faith in Jesus. When I was just entering to my job, I applied for the lectureship, and at the date of that interview, my elder brother was there, and he told Pushpa, one deputy collector's daughter is also entering in the interview. Then you will not be selected. Then I told, no brother, I cannot be selected, but I will stood first. And then when I entered, and after interview, what my brother told, sister, how was it? Then I told, wonderful. I will top the interview. And after 10 days, I got the appointment letter. It was only one post, lectureship in biology, and I got that post. I was having the faith. No matter the collector's daughter is coming or not, but I am having that faith, and the God will honor your faith. He will fulfill your desire when you are faithful to Him. And in previous Sunday, we have heard what is faith. But Daniel told, when we put our weight on the chair, in the belief that we will not fall down, that is the faith. This is the physical, technical faith. But we are talking about the spiritual faith, which is not seen, which is impossible. It will be done for you. That is the faith. And the next quality is the separation. We should separate from the darkness and go towards the light. Moses said, whosoever is on the Lord's side, you please come here. So he separated the person who were following the Lord. And what in 2 Corinthians 6:14 to 16 it is written, do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. What relation between righteousness and lawlessness? What communion you have from light with darkness? So we should always be separated from these circumstances. Especially in our India, we are having the superstitions. I can very well imagine one incident when I was going for interview for vice principalship. I was just going ahead. But my friend Janki Sharma, she just shouted me, Pushpa, you please wait for me. And she was going ahead, just ahead of me. Then one black cat crossed the road. Then her husband shouted, Janki, Janki, stop it, let her go, let her go. I heard. Then I